Welcome back to G Fun Facts Online. Today, we are going to dismantle the image you likely have of ancient Egypt. When we think of the Nile Valley, we usually picture the pristine geometry of the pyramids, the stoic statues of pharaohs, and a civilization obsessed with order or Ma'at. We think of dry sand, stone temples, and a culture that was, for the most part, sober and ceremonial. But deep in the storage rooms of the Tampa Museum of Art, inside a 200-year-old mug, scientists have found the chemical smoking gun that proves this view is wrong. We have found the shadow in the cup. For the first time, we have irrefutable, hard chemical proof that the ancient Egyptians practiced psychedelic rituals involving a complex, terrifying, and scientifically advanced cocktail of hallucinogens, alcohol, and human bodily fluids. This wasn't just wine. This was a liquid technology designed to open a door to the gods. Today we are breaking down the discovery of the Bes Vase, the chemistry of the Egyptian ayahuasca, and the blood-soaked myth that started it all. Let's dive in. To understand this discovery, we have to start with the object itself. It is not a beautiful golden chalice. It is a ceramic vessel from the Ptolemaic period, roughly the 2nd century BCE. It is known as a Bes Vase. Unlike the elegant jars used for perfume or organs, this mug is grotesque. It is shaped into the head of the god Bes. If you don't know Bes, he is the anomaly of the Egyptian pantheon. While the high gods like Amun and Ra were worshipped in massive temples by shaven-headed priests, Bes was the god of the people. He was the god of the bedroom, the birth chamber, and the dangerous shadows. He is depicted as a dwarf with a lion's mane, bowing legs, and a tongue sticking out. He looks terrifying, but that was the point. He wasn't there to scare humans. He was there to scare the demons that hunted humans. He was the guardian of the threshold, the protector of pregnant women and children. And now we know that his protection involved more than just prayers. A team led by David Tanasi at the University of South Florida decided to analyze this specific Bes Vase using a revolutionary technique. In the past, archaeology could only tell us if a pot held oil or wine, but Tanasi's team used liquid chromatography coupled with mass spectrometry. They didn't just scrape the surface, they analyzed the ancient proteins and DNA trapped inside the porous clay matrix of the pottery. What they found was a specific, engineered recipe that looks more like a witch's brew than a drink. The cocktail contained 3 distinct categories of ingredients. First, psychotropic plants, specifically Syrian rue and blue water lily. Second, biological fluids, including human blood, breast milk, and mucus. And third, a base of fermented fruit liquid, honey, sesame, and licorice. This was not an accidental mixture. This was advanced pharmacology. Let's break down the chemistry, because this is where the ancient Egyptians show a level of knowledge that rivals modern science. The most shocking ingredient they found is Syrian rue, or Peganum harmala. This plant is not native to the deep Nile Valley. It grows on the desert fringes. Its seeds contain high concentrations of harmine and harmaline. These chemicals are what we call monoamine oxidase inhibitors, or MAOIs. This is the critical piece of the puzzle. Your stomach has an enzyme called monoamine oxidase that destroys many psychoactive chemicals before they can reach your brain. An MAOI shuts that enzyme down. This is the exact same chemical mechanism used in the Amazonian brew ayahuasca. In ayahuasca, the vine acts as the MAOI to allow the DMT in the leaves to work. In the Egyptian Bes Vase, the Syrian rue was the key that unlocked the door. But Syrian rue is also psychoactive on its own. In high doses, harmine creates a dreamlike sedative state, auditory hallucinations, and geometric visual patterns. They call these substances 1-iogens, or dream generators. They combined this with the blue water lily. For decades, Egyptologists argued about whether the blue lotus was just a pretty flower or a drug. This study settles it. The flower contains aporphine and nuciferine. Aporphine acts as a dopamine agonist, similar to medication used for Parkinson's disease. It creates euphoria, a lucid calm, and acts as a sedative. When you mix the MAOI capabilities of Syrian rue with the sedative euphoria of the blue lotus, and then dissolve it all in alcohol, you are creating a potent, long-lasting waking dream state. It wouldn't necessarily be a visual explosion like DMT, but a heavy, twilight sleep where the user remains conscious but completely detached from reality, highly suggestible to religious imagery. But the chemistry is only half the story. We have to talk about the biological ingredients, the blood, the milk, and the mucus. To us, this is taboo. To them, this was Heka, or magic. The presence of breast milk is likely linked to fertility rituals. In Egyptian theology, milk was the fluid of divine acceptance. Drinking it was a form of sympathetic magic, ingesting the essence of successful motherhood. The mucus may have been vaginal fluids, again linking to fertility, or saliva used to start fermentation. But the human blood is the most disturbing and significant find. Why would a pregnant woman or a sick person drink a cocktail of hallucinogens and human blood? The answer lies in the myth of the destruction of mankind. This is the story that explains the ritual. According to the texts, the sun god Ra grew old, and humanity plotted against him. In his rage, Ra sent his eye, his power, down to earth in the form of the lioness goddess Sekhmet. Sekhmet didn't just punish the rebels, she fell into a bloodlust. She slaughtered thousands, wading through the Nile Valley in a river of blood. Ra realized he had gone too far and needed to stop her, but she was too strong. So Ra devised a trick. He ordered his priests to brew 7,000 jars of beer and mix them with red ochre, a mineral, until the beer looked exactly like human blood. They poured this red beer over the fields where Sekhmet was sleeping. When she woke up, she saw the red flood, thought it was the blood of her victims, and drank it dry. The alcohol, and likely the magical herbs mixed within, soothed her rage. She passed out. When she woke up, she was no longer the violent lioness Sekhmet. She had transformed into Hathor, the goddess of love, beauty, and music. The Bes Vase ritual is a physical reenactment of this myth. The liquid inside the vase was fermented fruit and potentially dyed red to look like blood. The Syrian rue and blue lotus were the agents of transformation. When an initiate drank from the Bes Vase, they were stepping into the role of the goddess. Think about a woman in ancient Egypt facing childbirth. It was a dangerous, often deadly event. She is terrified. She goes to the Bes chamber at Saqqara. She is given this potion. She drinks the blood of the goddess. The drugs kick in. The fear and pain, which represent Sekhmet, are chemically suppressed by the sedatives and the dopamine agonists. The hallucination takes over. The danger transforms into the euphoria of Hathor. The ritual wasn't just symbolic. It was a chemical intervention to manage pain and fear, wrapped in the story of the gods. This discovery completely rewrites our understanding of Egyptian religion. We used to think their references to magic potions were metaphors. We now know they were literal recipes. They understood extraction. They understood synergy, knowing that one plant allows another to work. They were not just praying to statues. They were using advanced neurochemistry to engineer spiritual experiences. The Bes Vase currently sits in the Tampa Museum of Art, but it is no longer just a piece of pottery. It is evidence of a lost tradition of sacred intoxication. It proves that for the ancients, the line between medicine, magic, and religion did not exist. They didn't just dream of their gods, they drank them. That is the reality of the Bes Vase, and that is the content we love to share here at Fun Facts Online. Thank you for listening.